Hello everybody, so today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about integration. So now I will show you how to answer. We need to divide this function into two integrals in here. The first one, that's about the integral from negative number 2 to positive number 2 sine s to the power of 5 ds. And the second one, the integral from negative number 2 to positive number 2 of this one in here, ds. Now, I will put about f of s equal to sine of s to the power of 5. So, if I put about f of negative s, you will go about sine of negative s to the power of 5. And we know that sine of negative s, you will go about negative sine s, everything to the power of 5. Number 5 is about the odd number, so the power of the odd number, you will go about negative sine of s to the power of 5. And that means equal to negative f of s. So we can say that this is about the odd function, because the bounds is symmetric. So this is about the odd function. So we can say that this integral in here equals to number 0. Now let's go to the last one. So we do the same, and I will put about g of s equals to this one. So if I put about negative s go in here, you will go about the square root of number 4 minus of negative s. Because this is about even number, so the power of even number, you go about positive number. And we know that E equals to g of s. And we can say that g of negative s equals to g of s. That's E about even power, even function. So because this is about even function, we can say that this is equals to number 2, the integral from 0 to number 2, and we have this function in here. Now I will calculate about this one. So we need to use about integration by trigonometric substitution, and I need to put about s equal to 2 sine t. The reason I need to put about 2 sine t, because if we put in here, we have the power 2, and you got about 4 sine t square. Number 4, we can do about factorization. 1 minus sine t square, we change for cosine t square, and later that we simplify with ds. ds, you go about 2 cosine t dt. Now we need to change the bounds. So if s equal to number 0, so we put number 0 in here. That means the value of t equals to number 0. So if s equals to number 2, so we put number 2 in here. We divide both sides with number 2, and you go about sine t equals to number 1. And we go about t equals to b over 2. So number 2 we change for b over 2. About s, we change for this one. ds, we change for this one. This one you got about 4 sine t square. number 4 and number 4 we can do about factorization. One minus sine t squared, we go about cosine t squared. And this one you go about 2 cosine t. Number 2 and number 2 you go about 8. Cosine t and cosine t you go about cosine t squared. We know that cosine t squared we change for cosine 2t plus 1 over 2. 8 divided by 2 you got about 4. And now we got the final answer. The integral of cosine 2t you got about 1 over 2 sine 2t. The integral of number 1 you got about t, and we put about bounds from 0 to b over 2. And now we need to put b over 2 going here and here, number 0 going here and here, and we got the final answer. So we got about b over 2 we put in here and here. Number 0 we put in here and here. And now we got the final answer. So this one you got about 0. This one you got about 0 and 0. So you got about 4 multiplied by b over 2. And you got about 2b. This is the end. Thank you for watching. Here is about the full answer of the question in here.